Hello and welcome to this tutorial for the game Citadels. In the Netherlands, this game is called Machiavelli. You can also see that my copy is an old version, so it's possible some new rules have been adjusted a little bit. Either way, this video will give you a good impression of how it's played. Here's how it goes for when you play with at least 4 people. You are going to play until one person has at least 8 of these building cards in front of her or him. Then you finish the round and the game is over. Whoever has the most points wins the game. The points are written on each card. Just count up all these icons. There are also 3 ways to get bonus points. In the new rulebook, I believe this is a little bit different. Feel free to leave that in the comment section. But here's what you get bonus points for in the original version. If you were the very first person to have 8 buildings in your own area, you get 4 bonus points at the end of the game. If you have built all 5 of the different colors in this game, then you get 3 bonus points. And if you weren't the first one, but at least you also have built 8 buildings in your own area, then you get 2 bonus points. And again, you play until someone builds the 8th building, then you finish the round and it's over. If you have the most points, you are the winner. Before I explain what a round is, I'll first tell you quickly how you build a building, because that's very easy. You remember that each of these icons on a card is worth 1 point at the end of the game? They are also the price for each card. This one shows this many icons, so that means I would have to pay this much money to place this card open in front of me. That's it. So, what is a round? Each round is 2 steps. Step 1, the player who is the king, that would be the player who has this crown, takes the 8 cards with characters on them and shuffles them. A few go on the table, and the rest is passed around while everyone secretly chooses one to keep. Step 2. The king reads this list of characters in this order. Whenever the character that you chose is called, you reveal yourself and it's your turn. When every player has had a turn, the round is over. Let me go back. Step 1. Picking a card. As I've said, the king takes all of these cards and shuffles them. But before the first player chooses a card, you put some cards on the table. If you are with 4 players, then you put 2 cards open on the table. If you are with 5 players, then you put 1 card open on the table. If you are with more than 5, then you don't put any cards on the table. One important rule: if one of the cards open on the table is the card that shows the king, you have to shuffle him back in and deal a new one. The king isn't allowed to be open on the table. After this is done, the king takes a peek at the top card from the character deck, only the king, and places it face down on the table. And now you can finally choose a card and pass the rest to the next player going clockwise. Don't show which character you've picked, that's a secret. The player that gets to pick last will always get only 2 cards to choose from. Pick one and place the other one face down on the table. In case you're playing with 7 people, then the last player gets only 1 card, but that player can pick up the one that was placed face down already on the table. But now every player has chosen one of the characters, and you can go to step 2. The king starts calling out characters from this list. It always goes in this order. Number 1 is always the assassin, the murderer. If someone picked this character, you reveal it and take your turn. If no one picked this character, then the king just calls out the next one. The king goes through the whole list, all of the 8 characters, and then the round is over. That brings us to what you do when it's your turn. If you flip over the card that shows all the characters, you can see what you do when it's your turn. So, when the king calls out your name of the character that you chose, you flip over your character card. You're not allowed to say nothing, you have to play. The first thing you do is receive something. It's up to you. You can either take 2 coins from the supply or get new building cards from this deck. You always take 2 cards, choose one to keep, and discard the other one. And after you've taken what you wanted to take, money or a card, you can build a card if you want to. You don't have to. You can choose to not build anything and save up some money for later. But if you do, just pay the price and place the card open in front of you in your own area. You may only build 1 building per turn. That's it. Take some income and then maybe build. But there's one more thing. Each character has a special ability. At any point during your turn, you can use your own ability. You can start with it, or use it somewhere in the middle, or all the way at the end. And that brings us to already the last thing in this explanation. What is each character's special ability? I'll go through the list in the same order as it always goes. Number 1, the assassin. Whoever picks this person gets to kill a character. You don't say, I kill Terence. You have to say, for example, I kill the king. The player who chose the king does not say anything. How could he? He's dead. When normally you would call out for the king, you now simply skip that character and move on to the next one. Number 2, the thief. Whoever picks this character gets to steal another player's money. But just like the assassin, you have to say the name of the character. And whoever picked that character only hands over all her or his money when the character is called. It's possible that no one picked the character that the thief chooses to steal from, in which case it was a failed gamble. Number 3, the magician. If you pick this character, you can get new cards. You can either discard a number of cards from your hand and take as many new cards from the deck, or you can say that you trade your hand with that of another player. That means if you maybe have 0 cards left in your hand and someone else at the table has 7 cards, you can take those 7 cards and the other player gets nothing. Number 4, the king. The king doesn't have a special power during the game, but you always get first choice when it comes to picking a character for the next round. And as you can see, the king is yellow. That means you get 1 extra bonus money from the supply for each yellow building that you have in your own area. You can also first build a yellow building and then choose to take money for yellow buildings. If someone else turns out to be the king, that person immediately takes over in calling out the names from the list. Number 5, the Bishop. There is one character that I will mention later that can remove a building from someone's area. If you are the bishop, then you are protected. No one can touch your buildings. And you can see the bishop is blue, so that means extra money for blue buildings that you have built. Number 6, the Merchant. The special power for this character is that he can take 1 extra money from the supply at the start of the turn. And he's green, so that means extra money for green buildings. Number 7, the Architect. If you are this character, and it didn't get murdered by the assassin, then at the start of your turn you can take 2 cards from the buildings deck. And then you take either money or cards. Also, you might remember I said you can only build 1 building per turn. If you are the architect, then you may build up to 3 buildings in your turn. And the last one, number 8, the Warlord. This is the character that can remove buildings from other players. You have to pay 1 less money than the cost of the building, and then you can tear it down and place it on the discard pile. That means that if a player placed a building that cost only 1 money to build, then the Warlord can remove it for free. You can also see he's red, so he gets 1 money for each red building that is in your own player area. And done. If you don't remember what each character's special power is, just look at the list. It's written under each character's name to remind you what they do. I hope you feel like you understand this game and that you'll enjoy it. If you have a new version, keep an eye out for things that are slightly different, but it won't be that many. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Feel free to leave a comment and see you for the next one.